Hi there, a very good morning, good afternoon to all of you, depending on wherever you're watching me. This simply talks with another video, and this time this video corresponds to a consumer company, a large cap consumer company that has done well in terms of top line and bottom line. So we'll discuss about this in detail. Let's get started. First of all, a disclaimer that this is not a stock recommendation. People taking any position to any share that I talk about should that with their own due diligence and research, and I'm not in favor or against any company that I talk about. I'm not a member of the NHC and BSC, and that I am not a certified portfolio advisor or stock advisor. Whatever discussions I have with respect to the markets and stocks is purely on the basis of my experience into the market of the last 12 to 13 years. And I want to impart the knowledge to you all. So, whatever decisions with respect to investments you take, kindly do consult your financial advisor. Before I talk about this company, a small request: can you support me on Patreon? Let's do that. Help me grow the channel. Help you also ask me questions, seek out answers in greater detail. Once you get the $10 membership, you'll have access to my portfolio, analysis on different companies, sectors, discussions on domestic and global markets, discussion on Indian markets, indices, etc. There is an updated watch list which has come. You could say the portfolio. The portfolio itself is of 30 to 35 stocks, so that acts as a watch list itself. And whatever queries you have, I answer that. Now, in order to understand about this company, let me take you to the screener website. So the company in question here is Godrej Consumer Products. And now I am over the last, you can say, couple of weeks, I have been putting up videos which are of the nature of mid cap or small cap. But here I bring to you a large cap that has performed well, and I believe that over the next 2 years it could become even bigger from here, and things are now moving with respect to the rural economy and the earnings coming from the rural section. So 148,000 crore market cap, 1,48,000 crore market cap, a PE of 85, which is stretched even in terms of a consumer company. But when you talk of Godrej Consumer, it is a legacy brand of India and a brand that has performed exceedingly well over the last 2, 3 decades. And I remember even in the 90s when we were kids, we used to have products from Godrej, and even today we are having the same. So just a snapshot, because everybody, at least 90-95% of you might be understanding as to the company which I'm talking about. So it is engaged in a fast moving consumer goods industry and company manufacturing and marketing household and personal care products. So their product portfolio includes brands like Goodnight, you have Darling, you have Number One Hit, you have Synthol, you have Expert, Me Too, Stella, and there are others. Air Godrej Air is extremely famous, air freshener product that they have launched recently, a couple of years, 2, 3 years back. In terms of geographical split, which is from FY23 basis, it might have changed today, but India accounts for around 60% of the revenue, followed by Africa, US, Middle East, which is around 25%, and Indonesia 13%, Latin America and SAARC countries 2%. So high margin business in India, because they have established their brand in India, and we all know as to how their brand resonance has been over the years. In terms of segmental revenue breakup, personal care corresponds to 26%, home care 41%, hair care is around 33%. So extremely interesting company, and now I believe FMCG and consumer companies should also perform. So basically what has happened is over the last two years, 2 to 3 years, there have been a lot of surge in companies which are economy related, which are directly economy or infrastructure, or you can say hardcore economy related companies like infrastructure, capital goods, real estate, you have autos and other kinds of high beta sectors. Now it is time for companies which are more export oriented. You have chemicals, IT, FMCG, pharma, all these agrochem, all these kind of companies are now coming back into focus. So this is how trend shifts, although the markets move ahead, and we need to understand where the trend is for the next you can say 1 to 2 years, and that this is where I believe the trend could be in terms of the numbers, and then we'll discuss about the charts. If you look at the numbers in the June quarter, they did 3,300 crores, 3,330 crores of sales versus 3,450 crores of sales. So sales did dip, and this was understandable and forecasted that due to the pressure in the rural economy, plus elections being there in May and June, things will be little subdued for these companies. Although in elections, all these kind of companies do well, but what has changed is that election campaigning has changed altogether, and we have seen that campaigning is more digital in nature. So digital companies earn more compared to companies which are on the ground. That's what I feel, and that's why this you can say conundrum there is with respect to the numbers. But look at the margins. In June quarter last year, they did 19%. This time around, they did 22%, and that led to operating profit growth from 640 crores to 720 crores. That's a decent jump of 15%. And when you consider a company of the size of Godrej Consumer to have a 15% growth on the top line is pretty decent. It's pretty decent. It is only second to magnificent in what I feel is there now. In terms of bottom line, also from 319 crores, it has jumped to 450 crores. Now you need to understand that other income dipped because there was a one-off or exceptional item in there of 82 crores of exceptional loss in other income last year, and this time around we had an other income of 57 crores. So that led to a swelling up of, you can say, the bottom line. But even then, the growth is pretty much visible in here on the bottom line as well. So I believe that this should lead to better numbers going ahead, especially with the good monsoon that we have seen across India. And in terms of shareholding pattern, if we go further, then promoter holds 63%, FIIs hold a good chunk of 22%, DIIs have around 9.5%, public shareholding is only 5%. So here lies the thing that if really numbers pick up, the stock could move higher very quickly. So in my opinion, a very interesting large cap consumer company for somebody who's looking to make 15% CAGR over the next few years. This is something that could be looked at from that perspective. Now let's look at the charts of Godrej Consumer. So we are on the trading view website, and so 1450 is the price at the moment. Currently the market is open, and we have seen that the move began from here, which was around January. So in January, what the stock did was, from a low of 1350, it had a huge surge with volumes of more than 5 million shares, and then from there on in, it closed the day around 1420, and we are seeing the stock at the same level, around the same level. So these are very interesting levels. I don't see major downside on the stock, but again, do consult your financial advisor. But from here on in, we see major support around 1440, 1430 levels. So looks good from a medium to long term point of view. So this was my video on Godrej Consumer. Please like and subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon so you get my video straight away when I post it, and kindly support me on Patreon. Thanks a lot for watching.